Hi guys, this video is about autocorrelation test and filter rules test under weak form of market efficiency. Now autocorrelation test or serial correlation test was asked in Jan 2021 attempt. Now a lot of you guys know how to compute R value under autocorrelation test, but most of you better do not know how to interpret that value. So yes, the most important part of this video is going to be the interpretation of R value. Also I would be discussing filter rules test. Now efficient market hypothesis, efficient market theory basically states that no one will be able to outperform the market over a longer period. No one will be able to outperform the market over a longer period. This is just a quick summary of that beta before we start off autocorrelation test. Under that beta, we have weak form of market efficiency, we have semi-strong form of market efficiency, and we have strong form of market efficiency. Weak form of market efficiency states that you will not be able to outperform the market on the basis of technical analysis. You will not be able to outperform the market on the basis of technical analysis. It states better that the market prices fully reflects all past prices and volumes. So merely on the basis of past prices and volumes, you will not be able to make abnormal returns. We see guys a lot of people, you generally hear all of this stuff. Say for example, recently beta I'll talk about this situation wherein we were concluding that Dixon Technologies has become range bound. It is trading in the range of 3,900 to 4,400. So from 4,400 levels it came down to 4,200. We thought that this is a good entry point to make a return of 3-4%. Unless the market conditions are drastically changing, you can expect a return of 3 to 4% from these levels. So are we not merely talking about the current price actions? We are saying this is the this is the direction in which the price is going to move. So let us try to make a gain out of it. So that is technical analysis beta. So weak form of market efficiency states that you will not be able to make gains on the basis of technical analysis. The past prices, past volumes will not help you beta in predicting future prices. The past prices and volumes will not help you in predicting future volumes. All the deviations, all the changes that are going to occur on a later date beta are random guys, are totally random. They are not in relation to, they are not based on past prices. This is what weak form of market efficiency states, that जो भी होने वाला है, whatever is going to happen beta tomorrow, day after tomorrow, are all going to be random changes. It is not on the basis of past prices and volumes. Likewise beta, semi-strong form states that all technical and fundamental analysis will not help you guys in outperforming the market. Both technical and fundamental analysis guys will not help you in outperforming the market. Last one beta, strong form says technical, fundamental and even insider information as such beta will not help you in outperforming the markets. Even insider information will not help you in outperforming the markets. So this is a little brief about what is semi-strong form, what is strong form, what is weak form of efficiency. Now to establish whether the markets exhibit weak form efficiency or not beta, there are three tests. To establish whether the markets exhibit a weak form efficiency or not, there are three tests beta. The first one guys is run test, the second one is serial correlation test, the third one beta is filter rules test. Run test is already covered beta as a part of our regular classes. We have done questions also on run test. So this is going to be about serial correlation test, that is autocorrelation test, and filter rules test. Now under serial correlation test or autocorrelation test, what are we supposed to do? We pick up price changes beta. We pick up price changes at two different points of time, and then beta we try to see if there is some correlation between these price changes. We pick up price changes at two different points of time, and then we try to check beta if there's some if there is some relation between these price changes. If there is a relation between these price changes beta, that means there is some amount of correlation between past prices. That means your technical analysis is actually working. So if there is a relation as such beta, your technical analysis is working, and the weak form efficiency beta theory does not hold good. The weak form efficiency theory does not hold good. So we will have to establish beta that the price changes are random. The price changes are random. There is no relation between price changes of one period with the price changes of other period. This is what is done beta under autocorrelation test. So for this beta, we will have to take price changes say over a week at two different points of time, over a month, or over 10 days, over 15 days. Ensure beta that you do not take a very long period, because if you take a very long period, but obvious beta, you will establish a positive correlation. Over a longer period beta, in majority of the cases, prices are only going to increase. Prices are only going to go up beta. Prices are only going to increase over a longer period. So yes beta, everyone would make a positive return over a longer period. So do not consider a very long period, consider shorter time periods, consider small time periods. In the examination, the question that came better that is being given here is nothing but better the question that came in Jan 2021 attempt. The question better that came in Jan 2021 attempt as such better. Okay. So the exam question as such better. They gave us 20 days prizes. They gave us 20 days prizes and they asked us to compute or test weak form of market efficiency using a time lag of 10 days. So what are you supposed to do better is pick up first 10 days and pick up the subsequent 10 days. Pick up the first 10 days, pick up the subsequent 10 days. So once you pick up the first 10 days better, compute the entire solution is also there better. But then I am going to tell you that instead of using the formula that ICI gave you, you can also use normal correlation formula. You will still get the same answer. So guys, once you segregate the first 10 days and the subsequent 10 days prices, compute the price changes of the first 10 days. Obviously, you will not be able to compute price change for the very first day. You will be able to compute price changes only from the second day. You will be able to compute price change only from the second day. So first 10 days ka price changes is referred to as X. The subsequent 10 days price changes is referred to as Y. Do not forget beta here, though information for 10 days is given, you will have only 9 changes. You will have only 9 changes. You will not have 10 changes. So the number of observations beta is going to be 9. The number of observations N is going to be 9 and not 10. The formula for guys, correlation coefficient beta is n summation xi yi minus summation x into summation y whole divided by n summation x square minus summation x whole square into root of n summation y square minus summation y whole square. This is the formula beta that you also see on the screen. All the values are here beta, x, y, xy, x square, y square, all of these values are here. You can obviously practice them better, do the entire thing of course. This is just for a quick understanding better, a good understanding of the concept. So guys, by using that formula, do not forget guys, again I'm telling you, you do not have to use the same formula that ICI has done. You do not have to compute regression coefficient. You can directly use the formula of correlation coefficient. So you are going to take n as 9 beta, that is the number of observations as 9 because there are only 9 changes, and then use this formula beta of R to compute the value of R. You will get the value of R beta as 0.4053. You are going to get the value beta of R as 0.4053. Now beta, please understand. Interpretation of R values guys. R can range from -1 to +1. R can range from -1 to +1 beta. If R is near 0 beta, we say that the observations are independent, or we say beta that there is no relation. We say that there is no relation. The farther you move away from R is equal to 0 as such beta, the strength of correlation increases. The farther you move away from R is equal to 0. At R equals 0 beta, we know that the observations are independent of each other. There is no relation between them. There is no relation between them. The farther you move away from R is equal to 0 beta, the closer you go towards -1, the closer you go towards +1 beta, the more, the correlation is more significant. The strength of the relation increases. The strength of the relation increases. So guys, for the markets to not exhibit weak form of efficiency beta, the value of R beta should be closer to -1 or +1. If the market should not exhibit a weak form efficiency as such beta, the value should be closer to -1 or +1. Weak form of market efficiency beta will exist. Weak form exists as such beta if R is closer to 0. If R is closer to 0, this is the most important part beta here. If R is closer to 0 guys, we say that weak form exists. If in the given case beta R was 0.4053, that is moderate correlation. That is moderate correlation. If you have moderate correlation beta, that still means that there is correlation. That means there is correlation between the two set of observations. That means there is relation between the two observations. That means technical analysis will help you. That also means weak form efficiency does not hold good. Only if R is close to 0 beta, say we say close to 0, 0.05, 0.1, somewhere less than 0.1 as beta, 0.05, 0.03 beta, we would say beta that there is no correlation or the correlation is negligible. The correlation is negligible as such beta. So that will tell us beta, that will tell us if R is closer to 0, matlab kya guys? It can be say less than 0.1. It can be less than 0.1 as such beta. That beta would be weak form market efficiency exists. There was a study conducted beta over thousands of stocks as such guys. They've seen that the value of R was 0.05, 0.03, 0.02. So yes, they've come to a conclusion that weak form of efficiency exists. Weak form of efficiency as such beta exists. That means the price changes today have no relation to the price changes that have occurred earlier. The price changes today have no relation to the price changes that have occurred earlier, beta. That is how you interpret the value of R. I hope you are clear, beta. If the value of R is closer to 0, we would say, beta, that weak form exists. The farther you move away, beta, from 0, it can be a positive correlation, it can be a negative correlation. If you know, beta, that there's a positive correlation, guys, you know, beta, that you can trade using these technicals. You can buy better because you're expecting a price increase. Earlier, if there was a price increase, now also you're expecting a price increase. Earlier, if there was a price decrease, now also you're expecting a price decrease. If R is negative beta and is closer to -1, it will move oppositely. Earlier, if there was a price increase, now there will be a price decrease. Earlier, if there was a price decrease, now it will be a price increase. All that you should know, beta, is for interpretation of R, is that if R is close to 0, less than 0.1, beta, weak form efficiency exists. Weak form efficiency exists. Otherwise, beta, weak form efficiency will not exist. Weak form efficiency will not exist. Are we clear about this? Yes. I hope everyone is clear about this, beta. It was only to tell you as to what exactly is autocorrelation test. Everyone can perform these calculations, beta. You can compute changes, you can compute x square, y square, you can compute x into y and all of that, guys. You can easily compute it, okay? Now, guys, filter rules test. A brief about, an idea about your filter rules test, beta. Filter rules test. First, let us understand as to what is a filter rule. What is a filter rule as such, beta? Say, guys, I tell you that you have a rule that whenever price increases by 2% from the previous low, you have set up, whenever price increases by 2% beta from the previous low, you will buy the stock, you will hold it. You will buy the stock, you will hold it as such, beta, till the price decreases by 2% from a subsequent high. Till the price decreases by 2% beta from a subsequent high. Say, guys, for example, if your filter rule is 2%, we will buy when price increases, listen carefully, beta, when price increases by 2% from the previous low, and we will sell when the price decreases by 2% from the subsequent high. Say, this is filter rule, beta, can be different for different individuals. Someone might test a filter rule of only 0.5%, someone might say 2%, someone might say 3%, someone might set a target of 5%. Okay? Now, say, for example, beta, again, the previous low, beta, was 1000 rupees. Matlab, previous low, beta, was 1000 rupees. Price increases, beta, price increases to 1020. Price increases to 1020. You buy, beta, you buy at 1020. Why 1020? Increase of 2% from 1000. There is an increase of 2% beta from 1000 rupees. You have set a filter rule of 2%. That is why you are buying at 1020. You are buying at 1020. Say, guys, price increases beta to 1100 beta, then price starts decreasing, guys, say to 1078. You will sell at 1078. I made this mental calculation, beta. You will sell at 1078. 2% decline beta from 1100 rupees. That is a subsequent high. So the previous low was 1000 rupees. Price slowly started increasing. Price went to 1020. Because it has increased by 2% from the previous low, beta, you are expecting a further increase in the stock. Because it has increased by 2% beta from the previous low, you are expecting an increase in the stock. That is why you buy at 1020. You expect the momentum to continue. Technical analysis, beta, this is how you talk. You expect the momentum to continue, beta, so you buy at 1020. You will hold the stock as such, beta. The price goes till 1100. You will not do anything. From 1100, it starts decreasing as such, beta. The minute it decreases by 2% from the subsequent high, as such, beta, from the subsequent high, you will sell this. Because you're expecting the decrease momentum to continue. You are expecting, beta, the decline momentum will continue, guys, so the price will fall further. So you will sell at 1078. Now, this is a filter rule that you have set for yourself. People might set a filter rule of 0.5% also. People might set a filter rule of 3% also. I hope you have understood what is a filter rule beta first. It is all about you banking beta on that price momentum. Because you saw an upward movement of 2%, you are expecting the price momentum to continue. Technical analysis. Because you saw a decline of 2%, you are expecting the price momentum to decrease. You are expecting the price momentum beta, that is decrease, momentum will continue. That is why you are selling, you are exiting at 1078. Now what you do under filter rules test beta is, we have to disapprove this. We will have to prove beta that this is wrong. We will have to prove beta under filter rules test that this is wrong, boss. By doing this, you will not be able to make a return higher than a person who's simply buying and holding it. By doing this beta, you might not be able to make a higher return than a person beta who's simply buying and holding it. Buying and holding it as such, guys. That is filter rules test. Question frame bhi karega to beta, they will ask you to check what is the return made by this rule against the return that was made by a person beta who simply bought and held it till the expiry. Matlab held it beta for a particular period. Held it for a particular period. If this return, if the return as per filter rule beta is more than a normal investor who's buying and holding it, that means beta technical analysis is helping you and the markets do not exhibit a weak form efficiency. It means technical analysis is holding good and the markets do not exhibit a weak form of efficiency. But if this return is not higher than the returns that are generated by other investors, how is this even helping you? Other people who have simply bought and guys who are holding it are also making a higher return. Okay, they performed beta. There are many rules, there are many tests that were conducted, guys. But what happens beta is, you are not supposed to take only price changes. In reality, there are transaction costs also. When you factor transaction costs, guys, people have actually made negative returns. People have made negative returns beta. Okay, I hope you have understood what is filter rules test beta. What you do beta is, there's a filter rule. Filter rule, I gave an example of 2%. You will buy when the price increases by 2% and you will sell beta when the price decreases by 2% from the subsequent high. So I gave this example beta where the previous low was 1000, price slowly started increasing, it went up to 1020, you bought at 1020, the price is increasing further, it went up to 1100, it started decreasing from 1100, you will sell at 1078. You will sell at 1078. Remember, you will have to play by the rule book. The rule book says 2% increase or decrease. The rule book says 2% increase or decrease. So what we have to do beta under filter rules test is we have to compare returns generated by this strategy with the returns beta that a person is generating under a normal buy and hold strategy. See beta whether filter rule test is helping you make a superior return or not. If filter rules test is helping you make a superior return, guys, that means there is technical analysis helping you beta and weak form of market efficiency is not holding good. The theory does not hold good. But if this is not helping you make a superior return as such beta, that means the markets exhibit weak form of efficiency. I hope you have understood the logical explanation, guys. I hope you have understood the logical interpretation of our value as well beta. That's it for now, guys. Do study well as such, guys. All the very best for your exams. Bye bye, guys.